Assalamualaikum, this is Sumaya. So today I'm going to tell you guys about the difference between in central bank and in commercial bank. So basically, the central bank works for a public welfare. It generally deals with the welfare of the public, and the commercial bank's uh, main purpose of operating is to earn profit. Central banks next works for it does not directly deal with the general public, but commercial bank directly deal with the general public. It has accounts of all of us. It deals with publicly. And central banks are basically the state-owned banks and state-owned institutions, but commercial banks are partially it can be a private banks or can be state-owned private institutions, etc. Next are central bank has the authority to issue notes, but commercial bank does not has this authority. Like central bank is the monopoly of issuing notes, but commercial bank cannot issue the notes. It every time has to get the loans from central bank. So central bank cannot compete with commercial bank because he himself is a king. But commercial bank has to compete with the other banks in order to get more business from as compared to other banks. Okay, next is central bank controls overall the banking system, like overall the economy. It has to control overall the economy, but commercial bank, it controlled by the central bank. Next is central bank. Central bank basically is the government's banker because it regulates all the banking activities of the government, all the activities of the state, like you can say foreign exchange dealing. It do the foreign exchange dealing, and but the commercial bank is act as a representative of the central bank in order to work on the government matters. Mm, Next, the central bank. Central bank is basically the bankers of the commercial bank. It is the king of the banks. Like it has to deal with the central bank, not directly to the general public, as we already discussed above. Next, commercial bank. It has to keep some cash reserves within the central bank from of their total deposit. Like it has to keep some amount of some percentage of its deposits within the central bank as a cash reserve. I hope you got my point, like the difference between the central bank and the commercial bank. Thank you so much. Bye bye.